Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So, uh, what we do here is basically pull out the key insights, the real nuggets of knowledge from, a bunch of sources.
Giving you that shortcut.
Exactly. A shortcut to being, genuinely well-informed.
Mm.
And today, we're plunging into something I find really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
This profound link, between physical fitness and, well, how sharp your mind is. Your mental ability. It's not just about looking a certain way.
Absolutely not. It's really about unlocking your brain's full potential. Our goal in this deep dive is to show how optimizing your physical self is a direct path, really, scientifically proven.
To being more successful.
To enhancing success across, well, pretty much all areas of your life. Career, relationships, creativity, you name it. And our source material for this is Jeremy Bonduri's book, Functional Training for the Mind. Really insightful stuff.
Right, and he kicks things off with this great analogy, doesn't he? The shoelace theory.
Yeah, it's a brilliant way to frame it.
Think about tying your shoes. These basic now, right?
Right.
But it's like a mini recipe for achieving anything, really. First, you need the stuff, the resources.
The shoes, your hands.
Then you need to know what you're aiming for the outcome. A good knot.
A knot that actually works.
Then there's the consistent action, just doing it again and again.
Practice.
And finally, that sort of unshakable belief that, yeah, you can actually do this. And what we want to explore today is how physical fitness plugs into each of those steps.
Directly supports them.
Exactly. So let's maybe start with the foundation. I mean, we all know exercise is good for us physically, right? That's table stakes.
Sure, that's the baseline.
But this deep dive is about digging deeper, isn't it?
Huh.
Uncovering those maybe surprising ways fitness fuels your mental edge and, well, your overall success in life, starting with just living longer and healthier.
Precisely. Longevity is that foundational resource. I mean, simply put, a strong body gives you more time, more capability to pursue anything. And the science points to cardiorespiratory endurance, or CRE, basically how well your heart and lungs work, as a key marker.
Yeah.
There was this big review, looked at treadmill test data from 1991 to 2014, reviewed in 2018.
Wow, that's a lot of data.
Huge amount. And the link was crystal clear. Higher fitness, higher survival rate. So that consistent aerobic stuff, getting your heart rate up healthily, it literally puts you in the best spot for a longer, healthier life.
And it's not just about adding years, is it? It's about the quality of those years.
Yeah.
Avoiding chronic illness.
Exactly. Thriving, not just surviving. Regular exercise, it dramatically cuts your risk of things like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, arthritis, asthma, even some cancers and dementia.
That's a huge list.
It is. And we can even quantify it a bit. Ever hear of MET-Ts? Metabolic equivalent minutes.
Vaguely. It's about energy use, right?
Yeah, it measures energy expenditure. There was a 10-year Australian study over 1,500 adults. It found those hitting 5,000 or more MET minutes a week.
5,000? That sounds like a lot.
Significant, yeah. But they were twice as likely to be free from chronic disease and mental deterioration compared to folks with low in MET counts.
Wow. And what's the baseline recommendation?
Well, the WHO suggests around 600 MET minutes a week. But this study suggests optimal health might be closer to 3,000, maybe 4,000.
Okay, so quite a jump.
A significant jump. And here's another interesting bit fighting off colds. Consistent aerobic activity, like 20 minutes, breaking a sweat, 5+ days a week. Participants were 43% less likely to get cold symptoms.
Huh. Better immunity, too. So, okay, better survival, way lower disease risk. That's a solid resource base.
Yeah.
What about the actual structure? Bones, muscles.
Also crucial. Any kind of recognized physical activity, lifting, running, biking, even body weight stuff like squats, helps increase bone density.
Which is vital as we age.
Absolutely vital.
Yeah.
Prevents osteoporosis, breaks. Especially since we naturally lose, 3-5% of muscle mass per decade after 30?
Yeah.
And, heart disease is the #1 killer globally. Exercise is just fundamental for heart health.
And, okay, we have to touch on weight management. It's such a big factor for so many people's health.
It really is. Excess body fat comes with a whole host of risks. Type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, certain cancers. It's serious. Obesity is actually the second leading cause of preventable death in the U.S. right after smoking.
Wow.
But here's a key point from a 2021 review in iScience. When it comes to reaching a healthy weight, the primary focus. It should be on increasing physical activity.
More so than just drastically cutting calories.
Often, yes. Drastic yo-yo dieting can actually backfire. It shocks your system, can lead to depression, fatigue, you regain the weight, lose muscle, can even cause fatty liver.
That sounds like a vicious cycle.
It can be. And the risk reduction you get from weight loss through exercise is often greater than from just calculated dietary restriction. Movement is incredibly powerful.
That's a really important takeaway, especially with all the diet trends out there. But nutrition still plays a role, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. You can't out-exercise a terrible diet, as they say. While specific plans vary, the general advice is sound. Focus on single-ingredient foods, whole foods.
Makes sense. Like what specifically?
Well, for bones, think dairy or plant-based stuff like broccoli, spinach, beans, nuts. Vitamin D is key too. Maybe supplements like Thorne's 1000 IU pills, for example.
Okay.
Heart health, lots of fruits, veggies, whole grains, lean protein, healthy fats like olive oil. And for muscle growth, you need adequate protein. That's pretty universal.
Right. So strong body, resilient body, that's our core resource. Step one of the shoelace theory covered. But let's shift to the brain now, because this is where it gets, well, really compelling for me. How does lifting weights or going for a run actually make your brain better?
It's a direct physical process. Repetition is key. When you repeat a physical action like reps in a workout, your body lays down more myelin around the neurons involved.
Myelin, that's the insulation stuff.
Exactly, like insulation on a wire. More myelin means faster, more efficient communication between those brain cells. That's literally the science behind practice makes perfect.
Ah, okay.
And it refines your neuromuscular system, too. Your brain gets better at sending the signals. The muscles get better at receiving them. That's muscle memory.
So it's not just the muscles remembering, it's the brain getting smarter at controlling them.
Precisely. It's about building neurological efficiency. Think about elite athletes. Steph Curry's shot looks effortless.
Oh, right.
Or Michael Jordan scoring, averaging over 30 points a game for his career, 6 championships, 5 MVPs, that insane 56-point playoff game.
Legendary.
Or Ichiro Suzuki in baseball, just consistently hitting.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, physical talent is huge, other factors too, but the sheer volume of repetition they put in, the data suggests it's vital for building that mental intelligence within their sport. Their brains literally got rewired for greatness through practice.
That's fascinating. So it applies beyond just motor skills.
Yeah.
Like general thinking and brain health.
Oh, absolutely. Far beyond. Take the hippocampus.
Memory central, right?
Right. Crucial for memory and learning. Its size and function actually correlate positively with IQ. And it's one of the few brain areas that can generate new neurons in adults. That's called adult neurogenesis.
We can grow new brain cells.
We can. And guess what helps? Routine exercise. It supports neurogenesis, keeping you mentally sharp. There was a study on older adults, 58 to 72.
Yeah.
It found that higher VO2 max, that measure of oxygen efficiency during exercise, was directly linked to stronger cognitive function. Better memory, motor skills, planning, organizing, the works.
So better physical fitness equals sharper cognitive skills, even later in life.
Directly. And even things like Tai Chi, which integrate mind and body, show boosts in executive function. Exercise as a whole seems to mirror these benefits.
We're literally building a better brain through movement. Are there foods that specifically help this process? Nutritional allies for the mind.
Definitely. Colorful veggies are great. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are rich in vitamin K, which seems to help slow cognitive decline. Beta-carotene-rich foods like carrots, sweet potatoes too.
Eat your colors.
Basically, yeah. And berries. Blueberries, strawberries. Flavonoid-rich foods seem particularly good for memory. A huge study in 2012, over 120,000 nurses, found that high berry intake seemed to delay memory decline by up to 2.5 years.
That's significant.
It really is. And walnuts, they're unique. The only tree nut with a good amount of ALA, that's an omega-3 fatty acid. A UCLA study linked it to better cognitive function.
So walnuts, berries, what else for omega-3s?
Cold water fish like salmon, mackerel, also flax seeds, chia seeds, good stuff for the brain.
Okay, so let's tie this back to the shoelace theory again. We've got the physical resource, the strong body. Now, with exercise and good nutrition boosting brain function, improving memory, learning, that sounds like it directly fuels step 2, understanding the outcome. You need mental clarity for that.
Exactly right. You need that mental sharpness to really grasp complex goals, to retain information, to learn and adapt, especially if you're trying to excel or compete. Consistent exercise demonstrably improves memory, focus, emotional control, decision-making, even your core belief systems and energy level. It's like upgrading your entire mental operating system.
Okay, so we've built the foundation, sharpened the mind. Now let's talk about peak performance, that state of intense focus, the zone. What does all this mean for actually concentrating and performing at your absolute best?
Ah, the zone or flow state. It's that mentor space where you're completely absorbed, focused almost, amused by the task. Your inner critic shuts up, and you just have this incredible clarity.
Like that Jordan 56-point game you mentioned.
Exactly. He said he was in the zone, only saw himself and the hoot. It's an incredibly powerful state, laser focus.
Is that achievable for, regular folks? Or is it just for elite athletes, and how do we even get there?
Oh, it's definitely accessible. Bonduri points to three main triggers. One, genuinely loving what you're doing. Two, spending time with people you deeply appreciate.
Interesting.
And three, setting clear, ambitious, purposeful goals. When you hit that state, your brain releases dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin. Powerful stuff. Blood flow increases, boosting cells and organs. Norepinephrine specifically ramps up reaction time, alertness, attention.
So it's brain chemistry.
Big part of it, yeah. Think about Kobe Bryant waking up super early to train.
Right, his famous work ethic.
It wasn't just physical training, it was mental, training his mind to be present in the now. See, our conscious mind only processes a tiny fraction of information, like 60 bits per second, compared to the brain's 11 million.
Oh.
So being able to focus efficiently is crucial. And focusing on something you love, it naturally wires your brain to engage deeply, concentrate, and unlock those neurotransmitters, those ingrained superpowers.
Love, focus, brain chemicals. Powerful mix. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Breathing, it seems so basic, automatic. Does it really matter that much?
It matters hugely, and it's often overlooked. Our lung performance naturally declines after 35, so paying attention is important. People who exercise regularly tend to have better lung capacity and more efficient oxygen transfer.
Makes sense.
But specific techniques can directly influence your brain state. Paced breathing, for instance, maybe a 3-5 second inhale, 5-7 second exhale, that can improve focus, regulate your nervous system. It activates brain areas linked to self-awareness and attention, like the insula and anterior cingulate cortex.
And what about breathing through your nose? People always say that's better.
It generally is. Filters air, warms it, moisturizes it, enhances airflow, even eases tension. But importantly, it stimulates nerves linked to the olfactory bulb, which connects to the hippocampus.
Memory again?
Yep. Helps with memory consolidation. That's partly why smells trigger such strong memories.
Huh, okay. What about deep breathing? Belly breathing?
Diaphragmatic breathing, yeah. Fantastic for mental performance. It can help stabilize blood pressure, slow your heart rate, reduce anxiety, stress, depression. There's ancient wisdom here, too. Zen masters, traditional philosophies. They knew the power of deep, centered breathing, like the idea of breathing from the heels, not the throat.
So there's actual science behind these ancient practices.
Absolutely. Studies on specific techniques like tandem breathing, slow, deep cycles show shifts in brain waves. You move from low-frequency alpha waves to high-frequency alpha waves,
Right.
meaning an alert yet relaxed state, calm but sharp. Participants reported feeling delight, satisfaction, serotonin levels increase.
Wow.
And remember that norepinephrine we mentioned for focus, there's a tiny part of the brainstem, the locus coeruleus, that produces it. Its activity increases when you inhale and decreases when you exhale,
So your breath is literally tuning your attention levels.
directly influencing it. And quick tip, exercise outdoors when you can. More oxygen, less pollution, plus sunlight for vitamin D.
Good for mood, energy, the works.
Even just 10 minutes of daily mindfulness, focusing on your breath, boosts well-being and attention. Think back to Ichiro Suzuki's ritual before batting deep breath. Tug the sleeve. Using breath to center and focus in a high-pressure moment. That consistent focus helps you understand goals, boosts confidence. It feeds right back into that consistent action piece.
That's incredibly practical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from breathing to the ultimate reset, sleep. This feels massively important, but often sacrificed. What really stands out to you about sleep's impact?
That it's not passive rest, it's active rejuvenation, mentally and physically. Your brain cycles through stages, non-REM and REM sleep. Non-REM, especially the shallower stages, seems really good for pattern recognition, finding hidden solutions. One study showed people in light non-REM sleep were way better at spotting a pattern they'd missed earlier compared to those who stayed awake. Then, REM sleep, the dream stage, seems to boost creative problem-solving and ingenuity. Sarah Mednick's research found a REM sleep group improved word association scores by almost 40%. That's the science behind sleeping on it when you're stuck on a creative problem.
And you hear stories about artists getting ideas from dreams, right?
All the time. Pat Monahan from Train literally dreamed the core lyrics for Drops of Jupiter. Back in the atmosphere, drops of Jupiter in her hair, came from a dream about his late mother.
No way.
Yeah. Hendrix, the Police, the Beatles, all credited dreams. Even historical figures like Dolly and Edison had specific napping techniques to capture ideas from that fuzzy state between wakefulness and sleep, the hypnagogic state. They knew sleep held creative power.
So for the rest of us, what are the key habits for getting that kind of quality restorative sleep?
The basics are crucial. Dark, quiet, cool room, 60 to 67 Fahrenheit is often recommended. Cut out blue light from screens an hour or two before bed. Limit caffeine and alcohol, especially later in the day. And try to stick to consistent sleep and wake times, even on weekends if possible.
And how does exercise fit in? Does it help or hinder sleep?
Generally helps. Exercise increases adenosine buildup in your brain throughout the day. Adenosine makes you feel sleepy. So being active leads to a stronger sleep drive, often resulting in deeper, better quality sleep.
Oh, okay.
The only caveat is maybe avoiding super intense workouts right before bed, as that can fire up your nervous system and make it harder to wind down for some people.
Right. And the flip side, what are the real costs of not getting enough sleep chronically?
Oh, the list is long and serious. It messes with your memory, concentration, creativity, problem-solving, mood, immune system, decision-making. Your energy levels plummet, your self-control weakens.
It impacts everything.
Pretty much. And here's a sobering statistic. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety looked at crash data. Drivers who got less than 5 hours of sleep were 4.3 times more likely to be at fault in an accident.
Wow, bad start.
It is, and it's not about fear-mongering, but it's a very real-world, high-stakes example of how lack of rest impacts performance and decision-making. It directly undermines your ability to take consistent action safely and effectively.
Definitely puts it in perspective.
And one final thought on sleep. Focus on positive thoughts and emotions before bed. Your brain tends to consolidate and amplify emotional states during sleep. So programming yourself for positivity can actually help set you up for future success.
Okay, this feels like it's all building towards something. How all this helps you not just succeed, but stand out. Bonduri uses that green apple idea, right?
Yeah, I love that metaphor. The human mind is drawn to uniqueness. To be a green apple in a world of red ones means having that innovative edge, that prolific mindset, that unique creative expression. It's about being distinct, memorable. It's the ultimate unique outcome.
So can exercise actually make you more creative? Like, does moving your body spark different ideas?
The research suggests yes. A Stanford study in 2014 found walking either outside or on a treadmill boosted creative output by an average of 60% compared to sitting.
60%? That's huge.
It is. Specifically, it boosted divergent thinking, the ability to come up with multiple unique solutions to a problem. So exercise helps learning, memory, stress reduction, focus. And yeah, it seems to unlock innovative thinking too.
And we see hints of this in history, don't we? Creative giants who were also active.
Absolutely. Steve Jobs and his famous walking meetings.
Right.
Ernest Hemingway was an avid hiker. Kanye West apparently used weights and basketball during album recordings. Beethoven took vigorous walks, pencil and paper in hand. Whether they knew the science or not, they seemed to use movement to fuel creative clarity.
Which really contrasts with modern life, doesn't
Yeah.
it? We're sitting so much more.
It's a massive contrast and potentially a problem. When you're physically stagnant, blood flow to the brain isn't optimal, it's less efficient. There are stats showing teens and young adults sitting an hour more per day now than just 15 years ago. Kids glued to screens for hours, adults spending way more leisure time parked in front of computers.
That can't be good for collective creativity.
Probably not. Think about when many iconic works of art and invention happened, eras where people were just on their feet more, moving as part of daily life. It's not that society is doomed, but Bonduri argues we could be wildly more effective and creative if we sat less and moved more.
Makes sense.
So tapping into and expressing your unique creative side, which is amplified by being physically fit and mentally sharp, helps you find you, helps you become that unprecedented green apple. It aligns perfectly with achieving your unique outcome.
So we have all these amazing benefits: physical health, mental sharpness, focus, creativity. How do we make it all stick? How do we lock in that consistent action so it becomes second nature? That feels like the final piece.
It comes down to neuroplasticity, that amazing ability of the brain to change, to rewire itself based on experience throughout life.
Right. The brain isn't fixed.
Not at all. Change happens on different levels. Chemically, for short-term memory or ability.
Yeah.
Structurally, where neurons actually change connections, that's long-term memory and deep understanding. And functionally, where whole brain networks become more efficient for specific skills.
Okay.
There was a study with monkeys teaching them to recognize photos for a reward. Over time, their brains literally learned to filter out irrelevant information and focus only on what mattered for the task. Incredible efficiency gains through repetition.
So practice literally reshapes the brain for efficiency, and
Mhm.
that's how habits form.
Exactly. You consistently repeat something beneficial, and eventually control shifts from your conscious effort to your subconscious. It becomes automatic, efficient. Your brain basically says, okay, we do this all the time. Let's streamline it.
And just the act of doing it, of showing up consistently, there's a reward in that itself, isn't there?
A huge psychological reward. Every time you complete something you set out to do, even something small, your brain gives you a little hit of satisfaction. It feels good. Setting goals, even basic ones, and achieving them programs your brain for positive feelings. Dopamine plays a role here too, released in anticipation of a reward, boosting drive and motivation. It reinforces that unshakable belief that you can do it.
So, wrapping it all up, Bonduri's core message seems to be that exercise isn't just one tool among many. It's almost like a master key.
He calls it a supernatural supplement, yeah. A catalyst that fundamentally puts you in the strongest position to succeed. It clears your mind, strengthens your will, sharpens focus, unlocks creativity, builds self-belief, puts you in a success-oriented state, enhances empathy, improves sleep and energy, encourages goal setting, and of course boosts your physical health. It touches everything.
Which brings us right back to the shoelace theory, perfectly. That consistent action of exercise ties everything together. By doing it routinely, you're constantly telling your brain, I'm capable, I achieve things, I'm successful, setting the stage to tackle any goal with confidence.
It's a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle for becoming your best self.
Well, that really brings our deep dive to a close. The takeaway is incredibly clear. Physical fitness isn't separate from mental success, it's arguably the engine driving it. It empowers you to thrive, really, in every part of your life.
And maybe a final thought for everyone listening. We've heard how ancient thinkers, modern science, top athletes all point to this connection, a sound body fueling peak mental and creative performance. So the question becomes, what hidden potential in your own life might you be leaving on the table if you don't fully embrace the power of movement and consistent self-care?
That is a powerful question to ponder. We hope you'll reflect on this connection and maybe find ways to integrate these ideas into your own journey. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep digging deeper.